Welcome to this installment of Sell Side Shorts. Today we're going to talk about what is a teaser, what is a SIM or confidential information memorandum, and then why so much attention is paid to your financials at the very beginning, kind of preparation phase of any M&A process. So start with definitions. A teaser is simply a one-page anonymized document that we're going to create that's really going to break down the key points of interest in your business. Again, it's anonymized, and part of creating the buyer list is making sure that we identify any potential buyers that are going to know exactly who this is as soon as they see the teaser. We may deal with them a little bit differently as we go through the process, but for the most part, everybody that your investment banker thinks is a potential buyer of your business is going to get this teaser. Now, we talked previously on Southside Shorts about the investment banker's role in the M&A process. A big kind of value add that the investment bank is going to bring is they should, as they develop a buyer list, have key contacts inside these firms that have the potential to buy your business. So that when this teaser gets sent out, it's going to the right people who are going to be able to act on it and express interest if there is any. So we'll create the teaser. That document will be sent out, and then we'll start to kind of get responses from that, and that will begin to narrow down our buyer list. But initially, it'll go to usually a pretty large amount of potentially interested firms. The SIM is a confidential information memorandum, and that is a document that'll come out after people have expressed interest to the teaser. If they say, "Yep, we're interested, we want to learn a little bit more," we'll go under NDA with them and send them the SIM. That SIM is a much more detailed document. Obviously, it's going to give the name of the firm. It's going to give financial history of the firm, and a ton of other information. The goal there is to make sure that the story of your business that we're trying to tell gets across in that document. And that kind of brings us to our last point for today, and that's the financials. There's a ton of attention paid on financials for good reason. One of the big things that we focus on during the preparation phase of an M&A process is putting those together in a way that tells the story of your business. Is it a growth story? What did things look like in the past? What do they look like in the future? There's obviously a portion inside the cell where we can, use verbiage to tell that story. But at the end of the day, the numbers are going to tell the story for any potential buyer. We're going to make sure that those are formatted in a way that's easy to digest, and people can very quickly say, "Yep, I see the value here. I want to do more."